Bonjour! These are my favorite places to shop in Paris and where I've actually bought things at while I was in Paris. I used to live in Paris, or I studied abroad in Paris pretty recently. If you're living or studying abroad in Europe, I definitely encourage you to check out my study abroad playlist for all my tips. It's like all the mistakes I made so that you don't have to make them. They don't actually wear berets, just so you know, in Paris, but I'm making a video all about Paris, so I kind of had to, you know, represent. Forget. Okay, so I try to buy things that I couldn't really find in the US because things are more expensive over there. Sometimes I bought things just so I could use I bought it in Paris flex, or I bought it in Europe when I was traveling, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't do that often unless I like wanted it or needed something. I was really picky, but these are still really good places to shop at because some of them are quite monumental and really good if you're traveling to Paris, especially for your first time. So the stores on my list in this video are stores that are pretty affordable, or have places that are affordable and that are just worth seeing because you're in Paris, and especially if you're going to be there for a short time. I think some of these places, if you like to shop, are places you need to see because Paris is like shopping heaven. And if you don't go to these buildings or streets or whatever I have, then I feel like you're missing out because you might not find something like this anywhere else. Okay, so my number one must-go place is probably the most unique place on the list. It's Kilo, and they call it Kilo because you can just buy things and then you pay for like per kilo. But I heard it's kind of expensive to do that. I heard it's like 15 euros and then kilos are light. I don't know. I'm American, so I don't understand how light a kilo is. I didn't really participate in that process of Kilo, but I bought a hat there and I really liked the hat. It wasn't expensive at all. It wasn't part of the Kilo process because they have a lot of items that they just price in the front that aren't part of the Kilo deal. And I definitely think it's worth seeing because it's an interesting concept, and it's a Paris thrift store, and that's probably one of the more affordable ones because Parisian thrift stores are pretty expensive. They're a lot more than what you would expect coming from the US, and euros are already expensive enough, so it was a lot. But sometimes you can find really good things like luxury items, I'm sure, are in thrift stores. The next small place I liked is Les Halles, but it's really cool. It's like a big mall kind of in a train station, or really close to a train station. And once you go out of the train station, it's like the mall. It's a really cool concept. It makes it really easy to get to if you're a tourist. I really like that place specifically because it has a lot of stores that I can afford. It has like stores that you can find at home, but it also has stores that are just European. So like I bought shoes there from Manelli, which is an Italian company. So I bought Italian shoes in Paris, but they were made in Portugal. That was kind of cool, cultural. They also have like H&M, but like they have a home, H&M home too, which I haven't seen before. And like Zara and stuff, but I really like Pull and Bear. It's part of Inditex, which is like the head company of Zara, but they only have stores in Europe. So you can't really get it in the US unless you order it online. They have really cute things that you might not necessarily find the same thing of at home. It's a very trendy store, but sometimes they have really different items that you want to get before everyone else gets it, or someone else gets it, and then you can't get it because they already got it. So my next mall kind of is at this street called Champs-Élysées, and I love the street so much. I have so many funny memories there, and it's a really cool street. It isn't really for locals, but tourists would love it. On one end is the Arc de Triomphe, so if you're already going there, you might as well go to the Champs-Élysées. You can see the Champs-Élysées from the top of the Arc, and it's pretty cool because if you go on a Sunday, the first Sunday of the month, the whole street is closed off, so it's really easy to like cross and shop on both sides of the street. But also there's like performances from like just like street dancers or mimes. Wild. Mimes in France. Yeah, they have really cool performances, and then you can see it from the arc because people are like surrounded in a circle of these street performers, which is pretty interesting experience. Yeah, and if you want picture inspo of you in the arc of Arc Triumph, follow me on Instagram because I still haven't posted those photos actually. So I'll link my Instagram below, and then you can get some ideas or just see what it's like, if it's worth your time or not. On the other end of the street is a big Ferris wheel, and it's really beautiful at night. I love it. It's so cute. So this street has a mix of stores. They have luxury brands like Louis Vuitton. They have a really big, I think it's like 4-story tall Louis Vuitton store, and it's pretty iconic. I have a video in front of it because of a project. My aunt told me to go take a picture of it for her and send it to her. You can get a tax refund, and you would have to look into it. So if you spend something like over 100 euros or over 175 euros, apparently, I don't know, I would have to double check because I got contradicting sources. But if you spend that much at one single store, you can get a tax refund, so you'll get money from it if you like meet the requirements and stuff like that. And one of the requirements is just not to be part of the EU, so you have to be like a permanent citizen in another country, which is like most people. You can get some of your money back if you do end up spending that much money at a single store in Paris. So if you buy like a Louis Vuitton purse, you can get some of that money back. The street also has like Nike, Zara, like other kinds of different shops. So it has something for everyone probably. There's even an Abercrombie and Fitch, but it's so luxurious. I'll put a picture up somewhere, but it's so fancy. Like you would like you saw like these black and gold gates, and you were like, oh my gosh, like who lives here? What is this? And it was just Abercrombie and Fitch. Interesting. I didn't even go into that store because it was during Fashion Week. So if you're really into fashion, right like around the corner is the museum Le Grand Palais, and that's where Chanel has their fashion shows during Fashion Week. So if you're there during Fashion Week, maybe try to see someone lead some. So if you plan to shop and it's kind of cold outside, you probably wouldn't want to go to the Champs-Élysées. You should go to Galeries Lafayette. And this building is so beautiful. It has like an arched ceiling with like, I don't know if it's stained glass or just tile work. I can't really remember, but it's beautiful. And there's a rooftop, and you can see like all of Paris and the Eiffel Tower. It's such a beautiful place. And they even have a cafe inside, so you can like eat and relax, and has a view of the Eiffel Tower, so you can see that. It's a cute place, but there's also like stores in there. There's a Zara in there. There's a Zara like everywhere. There's also like I think higher end places like Yves Saint Laurent. There might be a vintage store in there too. I didn't see it. That mall also has variety, so definitely check it out if you want to be inside and not walking in the streets. But the building is also just so beautiful. If you plan on getting any souvenirs for people at home, like this video, because I'm about to give you a really good tip about souvenirs that I wish I knew coming in. So the best places to get like the typical souvenirs you see in Paris, it's like the keychains, wine openers, berets, anything that's like a Paris design. You should go to the souvenir shops outside of the Notre Dame or the Sacré-Cœur. The Sacré-Cœur. Oh, my French is a little rusty. Désolé. There's like streets full of vendors that are selling this stuff, and their prices are so low just because they have so much competition around them. And then you can like go to each shop and then find the cheapest price for the item you want, and it helps you. Because I went and got a beret for my friend, and I went to this random place that was just convenient because I was already there, but it was overpriced compared to the prices I saw by the Sacré-Cœur, and it was so much cheaper there. And then I realized it was because there was so much competition around. So definitely don't buy those kinds of souvenirs unless you're in a street that has many vendors selling the same things. And then if you're gonna get one of those keychains that you see like those people always walking around trying to sell, if you see anything more than 4 for €1 or 5 for €1, try to get it then, because by the Notre Dame I saw someone selling like 20 for €2 or 20 for €1, and I should have got it then, because then like later in the semester when I was ready to get them, I got it like got half of that for the same price. So if you see anything more than 4 or 5 keychains for €1, definitely cop then, okay? Those are my favorite places to shop that I actually like bought things at, and just tips to shop. If you've been to Paris before, comment down any places you think people need to see too, or places that you really like shopping at, because I didn't go everywhere. I just went to places I thought I could afford, or places that I had time to go to. If there was something I didn't mention or something I did mention and you want to reiterate it, or you really liked where you went, comment it down below so other future travelers will know to try to stop by. Subscribe to this channel for more recommendations or ideas on things to do, eat, see in Paris, because I have a lot. I was there for a while, and I definitely want you to have a great time there because it's such a fun place to be. While you're down there about to subscribe, also press the notifications, because I have a lot of European travel information and advice videos coming up, because I also visited other countries while I was there. There's some stuff I learned and some things that you need to know before you get there. So definitely make sure you put on the bell, because if you're going to Europe anytime, ever, you should know these facts. Also, it gets you #cultured. And if you subscribe, you'll also be a feminist. Hello. Because I'm Nancy Fam, and you can be a feminist, and we can all be part of the fancy fam. Have fun in Paris, the city of love. It's a wonderful place to be, and I hope you enjoy your stay there. Bye. Au revoir. But yeah, represent